Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what we got going on here today. Now check this out, man. Before I get into this video, let me inform the folks that my stance on this whole Young Dolph setup has never changed. It has always been the same, based around how it happened and who are all involved. Now, I've been informing you guys from the beginning that there was a third shooter. So the 22 shells that took out Young Dolph did not come from the burners that Straight Drop or Cornelius Smith had, but from someone else who had a close range, clear shot on Young Dolph, which I stated before was definitely Gotti. And the reason why, because Marcus, Young Dolph brother, he even know that Maurice let in Gotti through the back door, so he could sneak around the corner and have an open shot on Young Dolph. And that's how nobody else in there was hit up as well. Plus how Raven, who wasn't even there, somehow controlled the whole narrative based around this whole Young Dolph setup at the cookie shop. Come on, man, y'all already know it. Her storyline done changed 3 different times, right in front of y'all eyes, based around the reason why Young Dolph pulled up to the cookie shop in the first place. So again, man, I'm doing this for Young Dolph and all his fans and supporters who want justice for his untimely demise. And the reason why I say that, because my storyline has never changed based around who were actually involved with taking out Young Dolph. Because for a long time, a lot of folks forgot about them people at Makita's. See, everybody was just automatically going at Cornelius Smith, Straight Drop, and even Gotti. But that's why I have to bring it back around to you guys to let you know that the feds, they looking into the Scorpion unit, especially the ones that's related to Yo Gotti. Plus the feds, they looking further into them people at Makita's, because they know something based around who paid that bag to have Paper Route Frank set up. Again, especially in their place of business. So go ask them people at Makita's about what happened to Young Dolph. I really just want to say Raven, because was those cookies for Young Dolph personally? But dig this, we have Young Dolph's wife and the mother of his 2 kids, whom is Mia Jaye, and also Young Dolph brother Marcus. They ready to expose them people at Makita's. And I'm talking about Pam, Maurice, and Raven. Again, especially Raven, because Raven, she was the one that met up with Yo Gotti brother Big Jook. So he can see how much it would be to use their place of business in order to take out Young Dolph. Since Dolph had history of going to Makita's for years, it will be a for sure bet that he'll pull up if one of them called, especially if they inform Young Dolph that they were donating some cookies to his PRE turkey drive. But see, even Mia Jaye knew that storyline about the chocolate chip cookies was used just to get Young Dolph to Makita's. That's why Mia Jaye and the rest of Young Dolph family believe Raven got Pam and Maurice involved. Her greed of how much Yo Gotti brother Big Jook was willing to pay her clouded her judgment based around what's right and what's wrong. I'm telling y'all, Raven knew in the back of her mind that if she accepts that bag from Big Jook to assist in setting up Young Dolph, all her morals and principles would be forever shattered, and no one from Memphis would ever look at her the same. But like I stated before, Raven, she didn't care about none of that. She just wanted that bag. And now that more is unfolding based around everybody who participated in taking out Paper Route Frank, Mia Jaye, she can see clear as day that Raven and Maurice were definitely paid to play. Y'all gotta understand how that makes Mia Jaye feel, knowing that they played on her vulnerability. Especially when we know Mia Jaye donated over 40 G's to them people at Makita's barely a week after Young Dolph's passing, which was her way of showing support by looking out for the employees at Makita's, because they were basically jobless until the cookie shop got back up and running again. I told y'all, Dolph, he wasn't your regular rapper. He was a businessman, a real cat that made real moves throughout the city of Memphis to not only benefit himself but others around him. And we can see till this day, even with Young Dolph not being here, that mostly everybody affiliated with Paper Route is winning. Because Young Dolph, he already created a well-oiled machine over there at Paper Route. Matter of fact, before we continue, let's pay our respects to the King of Memphis and say rest in peace to Young Dolph Condolences to his family and much love to all my folks in Dolph land. So what's your thoughts on Mia Jaye feeling like them people at Makita's played her? Mostly Raven, because she fabricated that storyline based around how they set up young Dolph at the cookie shop for Gotti and his brother Big Jook.
So I don't know if y'all are aware, but Mia Jaye has done a few interviews in the recent months, and she's broken down quite a few things about her and Dolph's relationship. This conversation shows us is that Dolph was business-minded always, until that is his untimely demise that totally crushed everything in Mia's life and in Dolph's kid's life. And now they're still working on healing to this day. Let's talk about the Dolph setup and how it's really been affecting Mia and finding out this information that's been coming to light. So Mia has already expressed how hard it's been dealing with Dolph being sent up. But then on top of that, now she's having to deal with the shock of finding out that some folks that her and Dolph have helped throughout the years were actually helping with Dolph's setup that day. Y'all already know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about those evil cookie monsters at Makita's. As more information comes out as far as the Makita's people involvement, Mia is totally dismayed because over the years, Dolph has helped promote Makita Cookies business. And even right after Dolph was sent up, Mia donated money for Makita's to stay afloat. And at the time, she thought that she was just doing a good gesture. She thought it was something to do in good faith, considering all that was affected with their business. But now she's saying these people didn't deserve for me to give them no money. They were the ones involved in this. And so Mia is really feeling like she got duped. She's feeling like she got manipulated into helping people who were actually a part of sending up the father of her kids. And Raven especially is the one that Mia is most upset with, because she knows that Raven has been involved in all this sinister activity, setting things up, and then after Dolph's death, and then after Dolph was sent up, also adding to the rumor mill and making things all confused in the press so that the real evidence didn't come out. So when Dolph was first sent up, Mia didn't think nothing of it and kind of turned a blind eye. So when Dolph was first sent up, Mia Jaye kind of tuned out the rumor mill as far as the different people that were speculated to be involved in setting up Dolph. She just figured that it was people making things up, and she was trying to deal with the passing of Dolph herself. And so she didn't have time to really feed into that too much. But now that the dust has settled and she's finding out more and more information, she's realizing that these Makita's folks were really involved in setting up Dolph. And she can't even believe that she was helping these people out. And then they have the audacity to turn around. And then they have the audacity to turn around and betray Dolph, who was only trying to help their business and contribute to his community. So Mia Jaye is extremely upset, and she's realizing that she has to be very, very mindful of who she has in her circle and even extended circle, the friends of the friends, and etc. She has to make sure that everybody is thorough and no one is up to any ulterior motives. So she is definitely surprised and very, very pissed off at the fact that she thought that she was giving Makita's a helping hand in their time of need after Dolph was sent up in their place of business. But in actuality, all them cookie monsters already had their hands and 2 feet in the cookie jar as it was setting up Dolph in the first place. And so she will never, ever associate with them again. And she's looking into making sure justice is served and that they are persecuted for their involvement with Dolph being sent up.
Check this out, man. I don't know if y'all knew, the Straight Drop and Cornelius Smith trial for this whole young Dolph setup doesn't start until March of next year. And trust and believe, before we get to that trial date, somebody gonna tell something. So with that, always be aware and always stay prepared. But hey, we got more in store. As always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.